So let's look at the statistics. The United States is home to 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's prisoners.
Truly vile and racist things, with one of them flat out calling for a race war. This is a police officer who's been in there for decades. Quote, "We're just going to go out and start slaughtering them effing N-words. I can't wait. God, I can't wait." The officer adding that a civil war is needed to, quote, and I quote him here, "wipe them off the effing map. That'll put them back about 4 or 5 generations." Needed to, quote, and I quote him here, "wipe them off the effing map. That'll put them back about 4 or 5 generations."
Here's the picture of the former sheriff. You see that? Okay, let me give you the background to this sheriff named Roger Garrison. A former Georgia sheriff has resigned a state position after a photo of him appearing in the robes of the KKK, the Ku Klux Klans, surfaced again. Now, this actually came.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
To understand slave patrols, it's important to understand the slow development of the state intervention in maintaining slave society, beginning with simply passing laws that would restrict the activities of the slaves, and then laws on their own being insufficient, authorizing any adult white man to enforce those laws, but then the reliance on individual action proving insufficient, forming into this body called the Slave Patrols that were an offshoot of the militia and worked as kind of a voluntary compulsory organization, meaning that participation was mandatory, but it wasn't a professional outfit. That provided a way of making the entire white male population directly involved in maintaining the slave society. As industrialization came to the South and there were larger slave populations in southern cities, the slave patrols moved similarly into the city. And there they became professionalized, and very quickly their duties expanded and they became a body that we would immediately recognize as a modern police force.
Overseer, 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 officer, 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 officer. Yeah, officer from overseer. You need a little clarity? Check the similarity.
And now, 200 years later, the basic function of the police is largely the same. It's maintaining the stratified nature of the society, both in terms of race and class.
White lives matter! White lives matter! White lives matter! White lives matter!
You look at the whole concept of white supremacy and how that fits into the counterinsurgency on a historical basis. Of course, the oldest terrorist organization in the United States, which is the Ku Klux Klan, that was a group that was founded right after the Civil War to inflict terror against the African people in the United States who had been newly freed from slavery and who were beginning to try to organize. And then as you move on into the 20th century and the civil rights movement began to develop, the Klan and other groups would work alongside the police, whether it was local police or whether it was sheriff's departments, and they would work together to inflict terror, to restrain the movement. And they would work together to inflict terror, to restrain the movement, the organizing against white supremacy.
All right, hey, first and foremost, giving all honor and glory and praise where it's due to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rikakodash, okay? And double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, of whom I learn from daily, Okay, and a healthy shalom to the brothers that are out there doing the work in truth and sincerity. This is the brother Gabar Dama coming back at you with another quick hitter. Okay, I'm just gonna read this, and then I'm gonna go, into a couple more clips. Just a little thing I put together, through the Spirit. Okay, because nothing has changed. Everything's the same. We went off. Okay, we went off, so we got punished, and that's just how it is. Okay. Isaiah 42 and verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. They are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. Okay? So yeah, we are yet this day in our captivity. I'm going to read that. Okay? This is Baruch 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. Okay? All right? But in these latter days, man, oh boy, have we woken up to the truth, and are we professing it in the highways and byways, man, and making these epistles? It's a beautiful thing. Jeremiah 50 and verse 33. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. Okay? And this is not all about just the so-called southern kingdom. All right? All right? Because all the curses fall upon all the Israelites. Okay? All 12 tribes. You see? That's why he said he's going to join us together one stick here in the land of the north, man. And rather he scattered us. Okay. And you got this. The 13th Amendment. Okay. Let's read this. Section 1. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, here's the kicker, except as for punishment for a crime, wherefore the party shall have been duly convicted. You see that? So in other words, what they just said here is slavery still exists. Okay? Wow. Except been duly convicted shall exist within the United States, Babylon, okay, or any place subject to their jurisdiction. Congress shall have the power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Okay? So, hey, we are yet to stay in our captivity. This is Zechariah 11 and verse 5. Whose oppressors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord Yahweh, for I am rich. And their own shepherds pity them not. Okay? Just a couple quick scriptures. And I'm going to play the rest of this.
So let's look at the statistics. The United States is home to 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's prisoners. Think about that.